Happy New Year, guys. Today I was going to talk to you about how to create your own customized fitness plan. Because I was thinking today how the gym is going to be packed this week with everybody in their New Year's resolutions to get fitter and healthier. But there's going to be so many of you that are going to start those fitness plans without really thinking about what is the result that you're trying to get and how can you customize a plan that's going to get you the results. So as a health coach, for me, I really believe that one diet doesn't fit all. And so it's the same when it comes to a fitness plan. And when I work with a client, I will gear them up with a personal trainer that will really help to customize and create a plan based on what we've talked about in getting the results that they're looking for. So this is a really critical part. And today I'm just going to talk you through some of the things that are really important to consider when you're creating your own fitness plan. So firstly, there are three main body types. So you have ectomorphs, you have mesomorphs, and endomorphs. So ectomorphs are those that they tend to be long and lean, they have narrow shoulders, and when you look at their muscles, they tend to be slender. And so for ectomorphs, they suit endurance type sports. So things like swimming or yoga or long distance running or tennis, these are the types of sports that really do suit ectomorphs. And for ectomorphs, a lot of women will be very envious of ectomorphs because they have a very high metabolism. But for an ectomorph, one of the biggest challenges is when they want to build muscle or get bigger. It's really difficult. So nutrition plays a really key part for them. And it's about thinking about what you're eating and also when. So for an ectomorph, you need to really make sure that you are consuming larger amounts of good calories and also when you're eating. So for example, in the evening meal, that's probably going to be one that might contain energy sources. So we know our energy sources are carbohydrates and fats. So for an ectomorph, it's about supplementing as well with your nutrition. So a good quality protein powder might work really well for an ectomorph to get the results. So then you have mesomorphs. So for mesomorphs, these are those individuals that tend to be very athletic. So they have more body fat naturally than an ectomorph will, but they have very good muscle mass as well. So mesomorphs tend to get very good results from sports. And sports that typically suit them are things like CrossFit or cross-training type sports or resistance type sports. So because mesomorphs get great results from sports, sometimes we can leave the nutrition side. So when a mesomorph gets really good balance between the nutrition and the fitness plan, they get excellent results. So lastly, then there is the endomorph. So for an endomorph, their frame tends to be a lot bigger. They tend to be smaller, more petite, more stockier. Now, for an endomorph, their metabolism is naturally a lot slower, so it can be very difficult to lose weight. And for a fitness regime, it needs to combine a lot more cardiovascular activity because you're looking at things in additional ways of burning fat as well. But also, when we think of endomorphs, the nutrition is really important. So the calories, being clean calories, eating real food, not high amounts of processed foods. And also when it comes to the fitness, it's about thinking about, okay, mixing it up a little bit with the sports to hit the body from different types. And when you're looking at your nutrition, late evening meals that have lots of energy sources like fats and carbohydrates, they're not going to burn so well in the evening. And so for somebody with a slow metabolism that's an endomorph, you're going to store onto extra fat. So those are three body types. So consider which one of those do you sound like, because that might influence the type of exercise and how you shape your nutrition around your exercise. Then, of course, there is thinking about the types of exercise. So what do you actually enjoy doing? And also, what is your end goal? What is the outcome that you're looking for with exercise? Because that may gear you to a different type of exercise or a combination of exercises. So there are three main types of exercise. There is flexibility. Now, flexibility is about the ability for your body to move into positions. So being able to touch your toes shows good flexibility. And then, of course, you have resistance training, which is about being able to apply pressure. And then lastly, you have cardiovascular, which is about your body's ability to pump oxygenated blood around the body and absorb it. So when thinking of your fitness plan, okay, you also have to look at what is your result. So if we look at flexibility, now I see lots of people doing yoga, and for yoga it has great benefits outside of just how it moves your body. Obviously a lot of it's in the mind as well, and clearing the mind. But for some people that are a bit geared around trying to lose large amounts of fat, they probably need to consider incorporating that with other exercises. But also, if we look at flexibility, maybe you need more flexibility around your hips. So large amounts of resistance training isn't going to necessarily help that, but static stretching and thinking about taking up, for example, Pilates or a yoga practice that can give you a lot more flexibility, a lot more movement, if that's what you want, then flexibility has got to be built into your fitness regime. And then when we think about resistance training, now resistance training, I see people in the gym that are pushing and lifting heavy weights and looking about how they can lift more weights, but they can't do a push-up with their own body weight or do a pull-up with their own body weight. So there's no point in adding extra weight if you can't even use your body as its main resistance first. So you have to think about mastering that. And with resistance training, what it gives us is it increases our muscle mass, which in turn means that we burn more fat. So it's a very efficient way of actually burning more calories and more body fat, which for a lot of people's goals, the end result they're looking for is to burn more body fat. So therefore, building in resistance training won't, as we used to believe, just make us big or bulky, but will actually create muscle mass, which then in turn will burn the body fat that's covering the muscle mass that's making us look big and bulky. And so lastly, it's all about cardiovascular activities. So with cardio training that we call it, cardio training is really there to get that general fitness. Okay, so if you're having difficulties walking up and down the stairs without getting out of breath, you probably need to increase your cardio activity. Now, if you're the type of person that you go into the gym, you go on the treadmill for an hour or the cross trainer for an hour and you absolutely hate it, and your end result is, I need to reduce my body fat, then maybe you need to be thinking more about, have you incorporated more resistance training to build muscle mass? Because a lot of people are doing these, like running for hours or, swimming lap after lap after lap, and they hate it, but they're doing it with the end goal in mind of losing body fat. And that's not the most efficient way, because when you train for extended periods of time, your body actually tries to hold on to body fat, knowing that it has to go for longer. So with cardiovascular activities, those sorts of like long distance running or cycling for long amounts can be good. One, if you really, really like it, or two, maybe you've got a sport coming up, a sports competition like a 10K or a marathon or a triathlon, which in case you absolutely need to be doing more of that sport to be able to get the result that you want. But if your goal is, I just want to increase my muscle mass, or I just want to lose a bit of fat, then that's probably not by itself going to be the best exercise for you. So I hope considering all of those factors has really helped you to think about how you can create your own customized fitness plan. If you want any more tips or knowledge that I share, you can register for my newsletter through 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐼𝐾𝐻Fit.com, or you can follow my Instagram handle where I tend to post quick short tips there, which is 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐼𝐾𝐻Fit. Good luck. I hope that's helped you to create your own fitness plan. Thanks.